Rescue in Minneapolis, how two police officers risked their lives to save an elderly couple from their burning home. Then reaction still pouring in this morning after President Biden's State of the Union address.
We break down his vision for the future and call for unity. And ever wonder why some of your coworkers get paid on Wednesday while you get paid on Friday? And do both have direct deposit? The mystery of Payday Friday solved.
Get ready for mild temperatures today, plus a little bit of sunshine to go around. I'm tracking a slight disturbance tomorrow before a big cool down Friday.
It's Wednesday, February 8th. Sunrise at 6 starts now.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for starting your Wednesday with us here at the 6 o'clock hour of Sunrise. Alicia alongside Jen this week. Good to always have you. We made it to 6. It is halfway through the week. And it's going to be a good weekend.
Oh my gosh, yes. Did you see the high temperature for Super Bowl Sunday? In the upper 30s.
Yeah.
Which means you can't keep your beer really outside to stay cool.
I mean, you still could.
You could. It just won't be like that icy cold.
That's
priorities.
So Midwestern guy. People keeping their case of beer on their porch.
Hey, whatever works. All right, I think 40 will be working for most of us. Not too many of us probably complaining about that. Over to the graphics, current temperatures, or traffic. Okay. Are we going to traffic or graphics? I guess traffic. Take it away, Jen.
All right, here it is, Guy. You would have done a great job breaking down the traffic map for what it's worth, Guy, but I'll take it away here, and it's been a great commute. I would watch out for some icy spots. We have had a couple things pop up, including the Lake Elmo area. They're still working on getting a vehicle on 94 westbound that slid into the ditch. They're working on getting that out and making sure everything's okay there. Not causing major slowdowns, though. So, yeah, just take it slow, but should be a good commute for you.
This morning, reaction still coming in after President Biden's State of the Union address.
It was his first speech to a joint session of Congress since Republicans took control of the House. Cece's in the newsroom for us, breaking down some of the big moments from last night. Hi, Cece.
Hey, good morning. Well, the president's speech included multiple standing ovations from both sides, but it also included heckling from some Republicans. Throughout both, though, President Biden really hit on unity. A large part of his speech also hit on the economy and touting the 12 million new jobs created. Biden says more jobs have been created in just 2 years than under any previous president during a 4-year term. This comes as a recent poll shows that most voters think the country is headed in the wrong direction. Throughout his speech, Biden also touted his legislative accomplishments, from pandemic recovery to infrastructure. He also touched on foreign relations and how he vows to stand up to China with the controversy over that spy balloon. And 1 year after Russia's war on Ukraine, Biden pledges continued support. He went on to talk about police reform, abortion, and health care, but all topics came back to unity.
You know, we're often told that Democrats and Republicans can't work together. But over the past 2 years, we've proved the cynics and naysayers wrong. Yes, we disagreed plenty. And yes, there were times when Democrats went alone. But time and again, Democrats and Republicans came together.
For the next couple of days, the president will take his State of the Union message on the road, first to Wisconsin and then to Florida. Republicans had a lot to say about the president's speech. We'll have more of their reaction coming up in about 30 minutes.
All right, thanks for that breakdown, Cece.
Yeah, the president's speech had strong Minnesota connections, centering around discussions of police reform and specifically where things stand.
Good morning, I'm Danny Spiewak. At his State of the Union address last night, President Joe Biden made another push for police reform, saying that Congress needs to, quote, finish the job on police reform. Of course, these measures have stalled in Congress over the last couple of years. The George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, where there have been some key disagreements between Democrats and Republicans. Republicans, including Tim Scott of South Carolina, has said that he wants to see funding for more training and de-escalation.
Well, now to that suspected Chinese spy balloon. We're getting our first close-up look at the remnants this morning. Take a look at this. The Navy just released these photos of them recovering that spy balloon after they shot it down off the coast of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina over the weekend. The balloon was 200 feet tall with a 2,000-pound payload. It's huge. Officials say the debris field extends across about 8 miles.
Today, the murder trial of Julissa Thalers may go to the jury, rather. She's accused of killing her 6-year-old son, Eli Hart. Yesterday, jurors heard gut-wrenching testimony from Thalers' former boyfriend. He was emotional, recounting 6-year-old Eli's last night alive, saying that the mom and son were fighting when she grabbed a shotgun, went to her car, and came back for Eli. The boy's body was found the next morning in the trunk of the other's car. We're learning this morning a St. Paul Recreation Center may reopen in coming weeks after a shooting happened there last month. A staff member is charged with shooting a teenager at the Oxford Community Center just weeks ago. The city says it wants to reopen sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks, but for now, it's making sure staff and community members have what they need to heal.
The Ramsey County Jail says it will cut its population by 60 inmates by noon today. That's according to a plan the sheriff sent to the state. The State Department of Corrections says the changes need to happen to address serious safety concerns. In addition to moving some female inmates to the county's correctional facility due to overcrowding, the sheriff is asking for help to increase staffing levels based on what the DOC recommended.
In less than 2 hours, food service workers in the Hastings School District are striking for a second day. Union leaders say contract talks have stalled out after starting last summer. Workers are demanding a pay bump, saying the latest offer from the district isn't enough after what they went through during COVID. In a statement, the district said it already communicated its last, best, and final offer. They've offered a pay increase over the next 2 years and a retention bonus to certain workers. The district says the first day of the strike ended without significant disruption.
At the Capitol, state lawmakers are looking at a bill called the Emmett Till Victims Recovery Program. The proposal would use $500,000 to help families of those killed by police violence.
This bill is focused on ensuring that there's access to resources and supports for victims and families that are hurting in the aftermath of such traumatic experience.
The program is named after Emmett Till, the 14-year-old African-American boy who was abducted, tortured, and lynched in Mississippi back in 1955. The men behind his death were acquitted. Republicans are suggesting the bill also provide money to victims of other forms of trauma, too.
Minnesota is now on its way to going carbon-free after Governor Walz signed into law the 100% by 2040 bill. But what will it take to actually achieve that goal?
You generate energy when the wind's blowing or the sun is shining, and you need to have systems in place to provide energy when those two things aren't happening.
So right now, 29% of the state's energy comes from renewable resources, 24% from nuclear, and the rest from coal and natural gas. Experts say to fill that hole, the state's electrical grid will need to be upgraded to meet these changes in production. They also need to figure out energy storage in the winter because wind and solar energy aren't as reliable as natural gas.
Minnesota-based pet store Chuck and Don's is closing more than 60 locations across the country. The store's parent company just filed for bankruptcy. The Chuck and Don's in downtown St. Paul is one of those closing. It's not clear yet whether any other Minnesota or Wisconsin stores will close.
All right, here's my favorite story by far of the morning. 2 Minneapolis police officers are being called heroes this morning after rescuing an elderly couple from a house fire.
Okay, so amazing in many ways, right? But also because one of the officers had been on the job for just a few days. He's a rookie and already has this accomplishment. Eva Anderson is live at Bedeh-McCoska Parkway where this all happened. Hi, Eva.
Good morning. It was a truly remarkable act by 2 officers who aren't trained to run into burning buildings, but Officer Zach Randall and Jamal Mitchell arrived before fire crews did, so they jumped into action. They were not stopped by all of this smoke. Take a look at this video. You can see how much was billowing out of the building that they ran into to bring the couple safely out. Fire crews arrived around 8:45 in the morning after the couple was out of the building. By then, the fire had extended from the first to the second and third floors. Additional fire crews were called to extinguish the fire, and the cause is still unknown. Now, the Minneapolis Police Department is obviously very proud of these officers. One had been sworn in just days before this heroic act. We have photos from right after that brave rescue, as well as a statement from the Minneapolis police chief. We'll be sharing that with you in the next half hour. Back to you.
All right, Eva, looking forward to seeing those pictures. Thank you.
All right, 6:09 right now. Taking another live look at our sky cam over Bedeh-McCoska this morning. Dark and early. Hey, some good news. I think it's good news. It's going to be warm today. We're talking upper 30s, guy.
Upper 30s, and guess what, Jen? Even some low 40s also possible. So I'm back here in the KARE 11 yard bringing you your forecast. What a treat, right? To be bringing you your forecast live out here, right in my element. Got a good shot at the moon, beautiful bright moon, which means right now, dark and early, we got clear skies. Downtown Minneapolis lit up this morning, shining bright. Got the IDS building up, shining bright, lights up. 24, feels like 19, so once you do factor in the wind chill, a little chilly on the skin, but all in all, a great morning, great start to your Wednesday. Southeast winds right around 3 miles per hour. So I am going to watch for some fog to kind of creep up this morning in spots. I do think we could see some areas with some patchy fog, but no dense fog advisories or anything like that. Feel good day, just because temperatures are going to be climbing to the upper 30s and low 40s. We have some sunshine to start, some high level clouds mixed in with that. Some passing clouds later on this afternoon and evening. So once you get, let's say, after 1 o'clock this afternoon, we'll see the cloud height drop a little bit and some mid-level, low-level clouds just kind of passing by. This is all ahead of our next weather maker because tonight we're talking about overcast skies ahead of some snow on the way tomorrow. Some snow showers, very similar to what occurred like earlier in the week. You know, shouldn't amount to anything, let's say about an inch or less, half inch or less even for most of us here in the metro, but still that could produce some minor impacts out there on roads. It doesn't take much snow. So just the heads up for tomorrow. That's going to arrive midday. So the evening commute, midday commute could be a little slick in spots. Friday looks cooler. Low 14 Friday morning, high 24. Coming up next, well above average temps. I'm going to keep talking about that. That's going to persist into early next week. Wind speeds pick up tomorrow. Few snow showers. A more active weather pattern possible next week as well.
Thank you, Guy. Well, Honda just issued a massive recall for thousands of vehicles sold in the last 5 years.
We'll explain the issue and whether you should bring your car in. That's at 6:15.
And a new exhibit is taking us back in time and shining a spotlight on some of Minnesota's black leaders throughout history. We're going to take you inside in 5 minutes.